the Bucks still put up 30 plus 3-pointers a night. People talk about, oh, well, it's a 3-point shooting league. This is what the analytics do. Fuck the analytics. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Hard Foul Radio. Appreciate you for spending some time here with me today. This is the show that values time. I value mine. You should value yours. So I appreciate you spending some of that value time here with me today. So let's get started. So game 2 of the NBA Finals. The Suns are up 2-0. It's what we called. Now, while I do believe, I said Suns in 5 to start the series, and I do believe Milwaukee gets game 3 at home. I think they'll be hyped up behind the crowd. They'll feel the pressure of being down 0-2. And just that momentum going their way can build throughout the game. And I do believe they get game 3, and that's probably the only game this series they get. The problem with the Bucks right now is Budenholzer is essentially a fan. The coach for the Bucks is essentially just a fan watching the game. The Bucks, all playoffs we've talked about, they don't make adjustments. They're not doing anything different. They are just essentially going out there doing the same thing, and it's just rinse, repeat, copy, paste. Last night, Giannis got you 42 points. We all know no one can stop Giannis if he's on. And I still don't know if he's 100% healthy. But no one's stopping him. Got 42 points. And the Suns are like, all right, fine, you got it. Like, we're not going to make it easy for you, but we understand who you are. You're a great player. But that's not the Bucks making an adjustment. That's just the Bucks doing what they do, which is give the ball to Giannis Antetokounmpo and get out the way. Like, if you're the Bucks, why would you not spend the first quarter of every game trying to run plays and sets to get Chris Middleton going when you know he is a far more inconsistent, high-level scorer than someone like Giannis? Why are you not spending the first quarter getting Drew Holiday a couple easy layups or a couple easy offensive packages when you know he's a far less consistent, high-level scorer than Giannis? Giannis, you know, can score whenever the hell he wants. And even in the third quarter last night, he just got sick of it, and he's like, all right, well, no one's going to score. Everyone's missing layups, missing shots. I'm going to just do it by myself, score 20 points in the third quarter. The Bucks aren't making adjustments. That's all game 2 was. The reason why the Suns are the better team, and the reason why the Suns, whether you feel like we had an argument or a discussion on Real Big 3, if it's, are they the actual better team, are they a better team on paper, or are they just playing better? Well, the biggest thing is the Suns will adjust, and they will change what they're doing. That's thanks to Chris Paul. That's thanks to Monty Williams. Game 1, Chris had the shots. You're going to defend me this way. I'm going to take my shots. I'm going to score 30 plus. Game 2, the Bucks started fighting through pick and rolls. Chris had more assists. He had less points. Boom. Devin Booker's got 30 points. They're making adjustments. They're changing what they're doing. The NBA is not AAU basketball. At AAU basketball, you can go out there, and if you just got the 5 best guys or even the 8 or 9 best guys, yeah, you can just run them out there. Especially earlier this season when you have those mismatched games, fine. Just go do what you guys do. A lot of times you'll see early season college basketball games, especially like when Kentucky or Duke or North Carolina, they have one of these really big, crazy recruiting classes where they know, all right, we are the best team by a mile. We got all these guys. I'm just kind of let them go out there, have minutes, and see what they've actually learned and picked up on practice, so that way I know what we need to work on and change when it comes time to playing people of or teams of equally talented rosters. So go out there your first couple games, do whatever you do, your talent will take over, and normally you are talented enough to just walk through people. Even if you think the Bucks are a better team on paper, which is an argument, they're not that much more talented than Phoenix, where they can just go, we're going to do the exact same thing that we've done since game 1 of the regular season all the way until now. This is why you have an inconsistent Chris Middleton. They just let Chris do what Chris does, which is sometimes he feels like it. He scores 25 to 30 points. He's feeling himself. His shot's going. Sometimes you have nights like last night where he scores 11. That's just who Chris Middleton is. The Bucks just let the players be who they are. Giannis got 42 points? Well, yeah, because who can stop Giannis? Giannis wants to score in the paint. Giannis is going to score in the paint. Cool. Bud wasn't out coaching Monty Williams to get Giannis those 42 points. One of the biggest indicators that show they're just rinse, repeat, copy, paste. Look at the amount of threes they take for a team that should clearly dominate inside the paint. And I know Ayton's been playing great on the Suns. Ayton's been hooping. And shout out to him. Like watching him play. Like seeing the progress he's made. But Ayton can't stop these guys in the paint. He shouldn't be able to stop these guys in the paint. And yet, the Bucks still put up 30 plus 3-pointers a night. You can dominate in the paint. You should understand what you are great at. and you should adjust and play to that style. People talk about, oh, well, it's a three-point shooting league. This is what the analytics do. Fuck the analytics. The Suns aren't driven by analytics. They got a bunch of guys shooting mid-range jump shots. Yes, you have moments like last night. Devin Booker gets hot from three, and he's a streaky three-point shooter, and he can make some threes. But they're not just out there putting up 30, 40 threes a game. They understand who they are. They make adjustments. The whole reason why they shot more threes last night, the Bucks went from switching every pick and roll to we're going to fight through pick and rolls. Well, when you fight through the pick and roll, you give guys that extra second or two of space that if they are a competent three-point shooter, that's when they take advantage of it. The Suns making adjustments. The Suns not only get to make adjustments via coaching, the Suns make adjustments on the court, and that is the beauty and one of the strengths of Chris Paul being your point guard, is he is able to sit there and make those adjustments even mid-game without having to take a timeout to talk about it. He can just kind of sit there, and as they're going down the court, he's looking at Devin Booker like, hey, they're switching. Hey, they're not switching. Hey, we're going to start doing this. We joke on Real Big 3. This is my favorite player or not, but the fact is, I'm a fan of Giannis, and it is really frustrating to see someone who is this great, and it feels like he is, I don't think he's limited by his teammates. I think he's got good enough teammates to obviously get to the NBA Finals. But this is something that they always, and I hate, for the most part, I usually hate LeBron comparisons, but this is one I think works. Giannis and LeBron are both great. Let's say their first stints with their teams. This is LeBron before he left for Miami. And everyone knew LeBron was one of the 2 or 3 best players in the world for the past 5 or 6 years. And everyone knew he was great, but lost to Orlando, lost to the Celtics, made one final trip, couldn't get out of the East. I don't at least believe it was so much he did not ever have the competent enough teammates, but his coaching on a year in, year out basis was not good. Then you see LeBron when he goes to Miami to win titles. Yes, of course, he's got Wade, he's got Bosh. When he goes back to Cleveland, he's got Kyrie, he's got Kevin Love. But look at the coaches that he had. Eric Spoelstra, who even though he did not get the credit in real time, we know what Eric Spoelstra became and who he was in Cleveland. You know, couple good years, made the finals, but we're not there yet. Get Ty Lue, boom, title. Yes, you've got Kyrie. Yes, you've got Kevin Love. But when you have high-level coaching, that matters. We don't ever want to give coaching credit because when you see a guy score 30, 40 points a night and you're like, all right, what is the coach really doing? The coaching in basketball is all about the little things. Just why Greg Popovich is the greatest coach ever. It's not just because he had Duncan, not just because he had Parker, not just because he had Ginobili, but he was willing to do the little things to get him ahead here, get him ahead there. Hack-a-Shaq. You know, it's a real common thing now. It was not common. Popovich is going, yeah, you can't stop Shaq. Shaq's 7 foot, 340 pounds. And that's with Tim Duncan, who's one of the greatest defenders and the greatest power forward of all time. So you can't stop him. So how do you stop Shaq? Oh, you put him on the free throw line. Okay, we put him on the free throw line. Now he's only getting 1 point. Okay, if we can do this just, 7 or 8 times in the fourth quarter, and he's only going to shoot 50% at the line, and now we bring Shaq from 14 to 6 or 7 points. Okay, you win the game by 5. That's the game. Bud is not making any kind of adjustments. This is a coaching mismatch on the floor with Chris Paul and even on the sideline with Monty Williams. Like I said, Suns in 5. I think the better team. I'm not taking my stance off that. But as I've watched the first 2 games, and really as I've watched the Bucks throughout the playoffs, that's all they did. It even feels a little bit like there was this, I don't want to say cockiness, but almost fulfillment achieved because Bud has made one adjustment, which is against the Miami Heat. He adjusted to this is how we're going to play when they play the Wall. And Bud apparently felt so good about the way they did that, he said, that's the game plan. Boom, wrap it up. We're doing that against the rest of the league, even if the rest of the league's not going to play us like Miami. There's no adjustments. This is a coaching mismatch. It's just, what are you going to do? What are you going to do, man? Suns in 5.